making a video because I've been currently feeling a certain way and I feel like other people can connect to it. And that way is that I'm surrounded by people, but I'm still alone. I think a lot of people can relate to it. A lot of people do surround themselves with a lot of people. And as I took time and to step away from people and to analyze people and to try to understand first myself, well, and a part of doing that was understanding God. So finding understanding and seeking answers from God, then I found myself, and it helps me start to understand other people and analyze other people, because I don't just jump to conclusions. This could stem from, well, mainly it usually stems from your childhood or trauma or current new circumstances. And everyone has a why, everyone has their personal issues, but at the end of the day, that feeling is very much not okay. And then those times where people try to drown themselves with things to do or drown themselves with people around them in other people's business, that's really why people be so nosy in other people's business, because they don't want to pay attention to themselves. And people find it embarrassing to feel alone or to feel lonely. But the point is, even when you're running from it, you still have that feeling. That's why you're just walking around with that insecurity, feeling embarrassed. And that's why people feed for attention so much. And I realized that even with dealing with a lot of different grown boys, a lot of them are just trying to fill a void and looking for attention. And a lot of where female insecurities stem from is dealing with men that has these problems within themselves and try to just put it into you. Men deal with it too. I ain't gonna take away from the fact that, you know what I'm saying, women got their ways as well. But from what I experienced and from what I know for a fact is that misery like company. So when someone is miserable, they want to find someone that can be just as miserable with them and can go through life and they can be miserable together, and they can have that same negative outlook on life, and they can take the same negative results together. And the point is, they're not, this is the unspoken things that they're saying. Like, everyone love when they meet someone, they join with someone, or they become friends with someone, the honeymoon stage, the kumbaya stage of the situationship, friendship, or relationship. It don't matter which one it is. The point is, there's power and influence. So it don't matter what position they play in your life. They will influence you depending on how much time you spend with this person. Pay attention to how you feel around everyone you're around. Individually, you have to take this time. Yes, this is going to take time. If you have 1 million people around you and you have 1 million friends, 1 million people that you consider friends, then yes, you have a lot of time to invest into analyzing these people, because it's all a part of who you are, because this is who you spend your time with. Where you spend your time is where your heart is. So if you're constantly spending your time with someone that's thinking negative, that wants to be buried in their problems, in their trauma, in their depression, and they don't want to find a solution, then eventually you'll eventually just take that cloud and put it over your head as well. And here's the thing, sometimes you may not even put it over your head. It just floats right over you. And then you just find yourself feeling kind of down, feeling depressed. And when that person's up and they soaked up all your good positive energy, what do you have left? And then you're start looking at this person like, motherfucker, like, you over there flourishing with all my fucking energy, and this is the fuck you leave me with? Okay. All right. But at the end of the day, that is on you. People don't pay attention to the and I'm speaking like this only because I'm speaking about myself as well. I'm on a journey. So because I got over certain things and I'm making sure I hold myself to it. This is also why I'm making these videos, to hold myself accountable. Because even with helping you, I can't say that I'm trying to help anyone and not holding myself to the same standards as well. And the point is, if I want to maintain peace, I have to maintain these actions. It's not the easiest thing to do when you're telling someone to analyze yourself and to pray and to take time to figure out your emotions and what you're truly feeling and why you're feeling it. And even look at your circumstances around you and understand the control you truly have. One thing that I'll always bring up is the serenity prayer. I'm going to put it in there. The serenity prayer is is basically expressing to you that you need to understand what you have control over, understand what you don't have control over, have the courage to take control over what you do have control over, and know the difference between when you do and when you don't. Because when you do have, with every situation, you have control to a certain point. You may not have the most maximum control of the situation, but you control how you look at the situation. You control how you feel. You control what you let affect you. You control you. The most important aspect of the situation. You or the circumstance. You, the role that you play. Just because a situation is bad does not mean you have to, have a bad outlook on it or a bad perspective or a bad those things to it. Sorry. I be trying to find different ways to say it because I usually feel misunderstood. But we gonna get through that. Hello. Push past. Stop paying attention to who you are and focus on who you want to be. Start analyzing the people around you. If you're the smartest person around you, or you can provide the most information in the group that you're in or amongst the people that you're around, or if you're always or the only one with the positive outlook on a situation and these people that you're surrounded by don't want to adopt your way of thinking, then cut them loose, because they will influence you, and the way that you, and the point is you're outnumbered. And usually when you put bad with good, if the bad don't want good, then the bad will influence the good and negatively. And that's what I find from my experience. So it may not be that way for you. You can share your experience with it as well. But that's how it is from what I found in my life. If you want to do better, you have to be around people that wants better. Because not all the time people will be in a better position than you. But the point is they hustle, they grind, their mindset is on point. You can't take that from them. And the point is sometimes that's exactly what you need. Like, you may be equipped in every other way, but their mindset and they drive is what you need to get you to the next level. Is what you need to mimic to get to the next level. Because here's the thing, you can't take nobody energy. Don't try to do that. And that's what negative people try to do. Take people energy. Take people vibes. Take people ideas. No. You can get influenced by this, and that's what real friends and real partners, do. They get influenced and motivated by the other person. And then y'all go conquering shit in y'all own directions, in y'all own separate paths. And here's the thing, y'all can have your own path and still work together. But people don't want to pay attention to that. That's a whole other conversation. Yeah. I know I said this was gonna be about the topic of this was about being alone but still being surrounded by people. The point is, with everything, you still have to focus on yourself. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what to do with all these different other people. The point is, the main person with the control over our circumstances, our predicaments, our mindset, our emotional state, our mental state is us. And finding peace becomes easier once you put God in the process. And some people not open to that. So I respect that. But for me, That's what's been pushing me and getting me through. And I'm going to dive more deep into it and share certain testimonies as well eventually. But for right now, I need you to understand that focusing on yourself is your primary goal right now. If you want to achieve peace, if you want to achieve, conquering loneliness, finding God and focusing on yourself. And as you start to get into it with yourself, you realize you're not alone. When you start to analyze the people around you and figure out who's not really for you and who you truly have around you just to fill a void, then you'll lose people. But then that leaves room for you to gain the right people. So figure out who you want to be. And figure out the criteria or the qualifications it takes to be this person. And make sure you line up with that. And you're going to get there. And the point is, the right people going to come along. And here's the thing. I don't know if y'all watch anime and stuff, but y'all need to get in tune with Naruto, okay? It really teaches you mad lessons of life. So, get into it. Believe it.
Make me regret the day I ever met.